Well, update 15 finally came out, and I am pleasantly surprised. In a good way. Well, as you can see, I got my Limbo, and by that, you can probably guess I got my Archwing and everything like that. I think I've just about gotten everything there is to get, per se, big-wise from this update. I haven't gotten the new gun yet that he's carrying right there, but I'll worry about that later. So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about three major things. One, the total performance of the update. You know, how many things are okay, how many things are broken, how many things are just fine or better, if anything. That shouldn't take too long. And then the big topic, which I know a lot of you are probably going to click for, or waiting for, which is talking about this Warframe, Limbo. A lot of hate on him, and a lot of things. It won't be any kind of rant. Don't worry. Or if you want to, maybe you can just pretend my voice is talking more angrily. But yeah, I'll get to him, and then I'll get to Archwing, which, although it is pretty good and it's enough to talk about, I won't really have much to talk about. So yeah. Okay, so total performance. I'm pretty happy about the performance so far. I have experienced very little to no problems. No glitches, but extremely little to minusculely noting glitches, technical difficulties. One odd thing, though, that I do have to kind of point out is that every time I exit the game crashes. Quiet, or just I'm making a video. But like every time I go to the menu and click quit game, it closes and then I get a crash report. And I'm just kind of sitting here like, well, I meant to leave the game anyways. Should I be concerned, or I don't know. But the game hasn't crashed on me during in-game play so far, so that's good. Couple of things with the Archwing when it first came out with its performance, but I'll talk about that when I get to the Archwing subject. So sit tight. So the main thing you all are probably looking into is Limbo. Limbo. Hello, can you go? Let's just do a couple of doors. Now, Limbo, for me, he's a very interesting frame. I've been telling all my friends that he's not that great of a frame. He's not that horrible of a frame. He's just a very interesting frame. Who I can't really make that big of a... That's really the only word I can think of. It's just interesting. He's very interesting. Now, a lot of things people are complaining about is his appearance. A lot of people say he's probably the dumbest looking Warframe that they have released yet. And I have to personally disagree with that, mostly due to the fact I like this kind of style. Very European top hats, tuxedos, suits kind of deal. He looks kind of... I know DE was going for more of a magician looking kind of thing, but... One really big issue that a lot of people are saying is how, when it comes to his appearance, how he's the most un-ninja thing in this ninja space game, but... If you guys haven't noticed, I mean, yeah, this game is supposed to be for space ninjas and all that kind of stuff, but he kind of broke away from the ninja part, like ever since Necros came out. I mean, he's a freaking Grim Reaper. Then we got, what's his name? We got Hydroid, who's basically just a pirate ninja. I mean, you guys are getting pissed off at this magician. You didn't get pissed off at the pirate. I mean, it's a miracle he doesn't go ARG once in a while. Yar, mateys, I stealthily stab you in the back of the head. Very ninja-like. But I don't really have any beef against him. I just don't really, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's really the whole ninja aspect of Warframe has pretty much deteriorated, in my opinion. I mean, I don't really see much any more ninja aspects to this game. Because they've already done everything. I mean, you got Ash and Loki, who are the most, competitive in the ninja category. Loki with his invisibility, Ash with all of his shuriken and blade storm and all that. Then you got Excalibur, who's like the basic swordsman of the whole group. And there's various different things. I mean, you can't. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't really make that much variety out of ninjas. I mean, eventually you can't. You can't just make every new Warframe come out with a slightly different ninja ability. I mean, you gotta break away from it eventually, and I think Warframe's pretty much just hit that. But overall, I don't think Limbo's that bad of frame. He's really, again, talking appearance-wise, he's something different at least. He doesn't look like a walking bug. He's probably the most next to like Excalibur and the more original frames. It's probably like once again one of the most human-looking frames that's come out. But yeah, and although the top hat is kind of corny, for the whole thing, at least it's something, I guess you can say, like, new in a way. Like, it shows that, DE really can experiment with the whole appearance and things with him. I mean, he has quite the interesting animations and things. So, yeah, appearance-wise, I don't really have a problem. But, everyone has their own opinion, so if you don't like it, oh well. No one's forcing you to like it, no one's forcing you to hate it, it's just... I personally like it, so, yeah. Now, biggest issue, now this one's the one I've been not so much having a problem with, but very, very, very pondering, I guess you could say. I really don't have words for it, because his moveset is very, lack of a better word, complicated. He's very, well, let me just show you. Now, one of his most useful abilities that I'm loving so far, Rift Walk. Now, this is kind of like Loki's invisibility in a way, except they can still see you. But they can't hurt you. Nothing can hurt you. As the lore goes, he's in a completely different dimension. But due to that, oh, that was about here, behind me. But due to that, you can't hurt enemies, who are not in the rift with you. And if you watch Mugamu's video, he kind of points out how it's both very convenient, but at the same time inconvenient. Because I'd like to be able to go in Rift Walk and still fight enemies like Loki does with invisibility. But the only way for me to so much as touch them is to, like I'm going to show here. Actually, these enemies might be too weak for me to do it, but okay, say that guy didn't just die right there. He'd be in the rift with me right here. And then I'd be able to hit him, but he'd be able to hit me. Fair enough. Problems with this, though, is that, again, like Mugamu said, it's not an AoE attack, the banishing, sending them to the rift with you. You have to hit them one at a time, individually. And that can just very quickly get very either tedious or annoying or, various other things that just kind of make you go, ugh. So the whole banish is kind of like, if anything in comparison, it's like Necros' Soul Punch. It's just slightly below that. Because, like I said, it's just single hit over and over again. Does a half decent amount of damage. You can't really utilize it for anything besides helping you with Rift Walk or something in higher level areas. His third ability, not much to talk about, it's just a damage multiplier. His enemies are too weak for me to really demonstrate it, but it's decent. I mean, there's nothing really special about it, so not really gonna talk about it that much. Now his ultimate, this one is where I have a lot of ideas that they could change or improve on. And Mugamu put in his 2 cents too, so I live in America, freedom of speech, I'm going to put in my 2 cents if you don't mind. The ultimate could use a lot of tweaking. It's not a bad idea, like almost none of Limbo's abilities are a bad idea. They just got used wrong, I guess you can say. Because if I can find a group of enemies, I'll happily show you what I mean. So far my team seems to be very killing. Alright, here we go. Okay, picture they all just didn't die. They would still be walking around in the rift. And this basically combines like Void Walk and Banish. They'd be in the rift, I'd be in the rift, and then we'd be fighting each other. Problem is, Limbo isn't the most strongest of frames to be in that rift with a giant group of enemies. He'd likely get killed very quickly, especially in an infested map, which I did go in, and I died almost instantly because the infested were only hurting those who were in the rift. You know, hence me. So once enemies are in the rift, and you go into the rift, their main focus of fire is going to be on you. They won't be shooting, or maybe they will be, but I have yet to notice it, but they won't be shooting at you, at your teammates. They're going to be focusing all their fire at you. And yeah, that kind of sucks. Now, the initial damage from the release of the ultimate is pretty good, but it's just not enough for really, really high level areas. I mean, and at that, it's limited to where like it'll gradually shrink. And even then, if you get into a really crowded area, from what I've noticed, enemies tend to just try to avoid it. They don't go into it. They don't, get attracted to it. They don't go after you while you're in it. They just stay out of it. And it makes this ultimate, half decent, but utterly useless. I mean, there's like nothing you can really do besides either kill what's initially in there, or just put the enemies in there and have your team rant at you because they can't shoot them because they're in a different dimension. So, yeah, Limbo has a really good, unique skill set, but it was just gone at all too wrong. I've come up personally with a couple strategies that kind of help, but there's only so much you can do. I sorry there's not any music in the background. I completely forgot to start it, so hope you can bear with that, listening to my voice. But here's an idea I came up with for Limbo. Put his ultimate in an area where there'd be enemies who would still be alive. Get out of the rift, and then enter Void Walk. Now you'll be able to shoot enemies who are in the bubble, keep some distance so they can't as easily kill you, and you'd still be invulnerable to the enemies outside. So anything that's in there will be dead from you, and anything that's out there won't be able to hurt you. If anything, you kind of have to treat it like Loki in a way. Loki and other strategic warframes, Limbo's supposed to be, I guess, was supposed to be an offensive supportive frame, but so far he's more of a strategic frame. He can't do much anything else. See what I mean? See how that guy turned around? Oh, wait, never mind. He's just stupid. See, all the enemies, they just gradually try to avoid the bubble, the rift bubble. And it just makes this move so useless. And if the ultimate is even remotely useful, I mean, Mirage is an exception because her mirror move thing makes her freaking OP, but if the ultimate of all things is practically useless, then it's sad to say, but you just got a useless frame. And I like Limbo. I mean, I actually kind of like playing with him. It's weird. It's like, there's a weird charm to playing with him, but I would never take him to like a Tower 2 anything and above, because he's too squishy. His moveset is not at all beneficial to a team. And not to mention, you're going to need tons of energy to pull off some of the combos I come up with. I mean, if anything, he's just become too complicated of a frame to have. I mean, again, like, he's a good frame, but they just did his moves all wrong. His stats will be manageable, but, for his moves to work that great, you either give the man some more armor or more health or something. I mean, I'm level 18 with him right now. And that health, I'm pretty sure at this point, that health and shield ain't going up much higher at this point. I think he's probably going to hit 700 health, maybe 550 shield. That's not awful, but all things considering with his moveset and things, that's not good either, so... He's... I guess like his ability, he's stuck in limbo, because this is either going to be the biggest failure frame, or if they tweak him right, a really OP awesome frame. So, we're going to have to wait and see. Alright, now with the fun thing. Let's see. Archwing. Yeah, we're in space. So far, I've been loving Archwing. It gives this game such a new taste. The controls are really easy to catch on. It's not complicated at all. This idea was just a total win. You can bump into stuff, everything's solid for the most part. There was a glitch earlier that you would... This is the glitch I was talking about in the beginning of the video. There was a glitch a couple days ago where there was a couple of these debris masses out here that if you hit it too hard or in a weird angle, you basically clipped into it and you would have to find the tiniest opening to get out of it. But they said they fixed that, so we'll see. But I'm loving Archwing. It gives you... It gives you a badass feeling, especially when you first do it, when you finish the Archwing quest. You just get this awesome feeling. It's just... This game is awesome. Controls are nice, there's little to no frame rate. I mean, look, I'm doing all this kind of stuff, and I'm still going at almost 60 frames a second. And I'm recording, and it's not even lagging, so that's really nice. Now, one tiny issue I have to mention... Wait, hold on. Look at that melee. You practically just zoom over to the enemies to finish them off. You get a cool minigun thing. Minigun gun thing. But I'm not that good with a gun. This thing, on the other hand, the freaking meat cleaver, as I call it. This sword, this sword, man. It's the melee in Archwing is so fluent, and again, you know, just zooming at the enemy and then slashing them. It gives you such the badass feeling. As you bump into things. The camera controls are very simple. I mean, you learn how to do this whole stuff in like 2 seconds. It's so easy to catch on, figure out. It becomes as easy as breathing, like instantly. Archwing, you get plenty of different abilities. Shoot these missile things. They're alright. Shoot flares for the higher level Archwing missions. That'll attract missiles. You can get a shield if you're more of the gunner type. I personally don't use it much because I don't use the gun that much, but this is a thing. And then you get this cool pulse thing. You can't really see it through my camera. Like, it's more of like something only the other team can see, but or other player can see, but it's useful for this kind of mission because it'll push the enemies away, but yeah. Alright, well, I think I'll leave you with that. So, have any questions, concerns, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe if you feel like it, and I will see you later as we fly into the awesome sunset. Well, sunrise.